To manage users and groups stored on your local computer, we're going to start by opening up our Run dialog box. I'm going to use that Windows key R keyboard shortcut and then type in lusrmgr.msc. And that's going to launch that local users and groups console. Once in this console, if I want to create a new user account, I'm going to select the users node over there in that navigation tree on the left-hand side. And then I can go to the Actions menu and choose New User. Or if you prefer, you can right-click on the Users node and choose New User, or out in the white space in the Details pane and choose New User. All of those methods will launch the New User dialog box. Then we simply need to provide the information necessary for a new user account. The username is going to be what they use to log on, and then a full name for display purposes. I can provide a description, that's optional, I don't have to. And then we'll type in the password, making sure that the password meets the complexity requirements of our organization, and we've typed it in the same way both times. Below that, the default is user must change password at next logon. If I uncheck that, that makes the other options available. I can choose user cannot change password, password never expires, or I can disable the account if I'm not ready to use the account. I'm going to set it back to the default, user must change password at next logon, and then to finish, I'll simply click Create. Now the dialog box stays open so that I can continue to make user accounts. If I don't have any more user accounts to create, I can click Close. And then back here in my Details pane, I will see that new user that we just created. Creating a new group is very similar. I'm simply going to select the Groups node in my navigation tree on the left-hand side, and then the same options, either through the Actions menu, right-clicking on the Groups node, or out in the white space, I'm going to choose New Group. That launches our New Group dialog box. And again, provide the appropriate information. Let's give that group a name. I can give it a description. Again, the description is optional. I will want to add members to the new group that I'm creating. I can do that. If I know the user account that I want to add to the group, I can simply click Add, and then type in the name or names separated by semicolons, and then click Check Names. And this is going to verify that the account you've typed in actually exists, and it can add it to the group. If you're unsure of what that account's name is or who you want to add, you can always click Advanced, and then Find Now. And that will give you a list of all the different accounts that you can choose from. And let's add one more. We'll grab Bobby. And I'll click OK. And now I've got the 2 user accounts that I want to add to that group. And I'll click OK. And then Create. Same as the user dialog box, if I want to create more groups, I can simply continue. If I'm done creating groups, I can click Close. And you don't have to add members when you create the group. You can create the group and then go back and add the members later on. Now to manage existing users, let's navigate back over to that users container and let's find a user. Simply right-click on that user and choose Properties. That'll pull up the properties of that user, and if I want to change their full name or their description or disable that account, if I want to change what groups they belong to or work with their profile, I can do so here. If I want to work with existing groups, same idea. Select the Groups node in the navigation tree, find the group that you want to work with, and pull up its properties. Right-click and choose Properties. Groups don't have as many properties as a user account does, as simply the description and the members. So if I wanted to add additional members, I can use the same method we used earlier to find additional accounts and add them in. If I want to remove a user, I can select the existing member and choose Remove. And then once I've modified the membership as I need to, I can click OK, and now I have managed that existing group. So this is how we're going to manage users and groups stored on our local computer.